Good kill, good kill. Hey, good kill.
This video is brought to you by Apex Gaming PCs. If you're interested in getting into DCS, don't forget to check out Apex Gaming PCs. This is where I got my laptop. It's a great place to customize your own build with your own budget. Now available with A-Firm, so you can pay as you go and it doesn't hurt your wallet. Alright guys, don't forget to check out Apex Gaming PCs. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are in the F-14. We're using the modernized Aim-152 missiles. We'll get into that in a little bit. And today we're going to be taking on two Sukhoi 35 Flanker Es. So if you've never heard of the Aim-152, this is basically a program born out of the Navy's need to replace the Phoenix missile. They wanted something a little bit cheaper. The Phoenix missile and the F-14 combination, although a fantastic combination, did at times have issues. One of the bigger ones is the weight and the cost problem. The Aim-54 at the time cost like $1 million a pop, and the F-14 couldn't take off with a full load of Aim-54s return. There were all kinds of weight issues, basically, in general, is what I'm saying.
Nails on our nose, 12 o'clock. And a spike, 12 o'clock.
Okay, we got two guys off the nose here. So basically, the Navy went out and tried to make this new program. They created two different teams. We got Hughes and Raytheon, and General Dynamics and Westinghouse. These were Team A and Team B. And they were told to go and make a missile that had a long range like the Phoenix. You know, had all the same characteristics of a Phoenix, but they were just maybe a little smaller, a little bit lighter, and maybe even a little bit cheaper. And quite frankly, the Aim-54 towards the late 80s, early 90s was very quickly becoming obsolete. You know, the seeker head and all that kind of stuff. So they needed something new. Today we're going to be looking at the missile that Hughes Raytheon came up with, which was the kind of like a ramjet version of an AMRAAM. It's like an AMRAAM and a Phoenix got together, long range via a ramjet of kind of like a Meteor. You could think of it like that. It's an AMRAAM with the range of a Phoenix, technically, using Meteor technology. So it's a pretty cool little thing, I think. Okay, let's give them one. Fox 3 here.
Bandit, 025, 69 miles, 35,000.
And there it goes. One away. Alright, we got a second one here. One of them is pulling away from the other one. So the leader's breaking off. We still have a wingman who still knows how to does. Fox 3, one for him. And we'll hang out here for a couple more seconds, give a little bit more guidance to these missiles. Now, unfortunately, the Aim-152 program was canceled when the Soviet Union fell. There didn't really seem to be a need for a long-range missile anymore. The AMRAAM was doing just fine. And to supplement that desire for longer range, we're going to start cranking here, they made the Aim-120D, right, which kind of supplements that longer range that you would want from an air-to-air missile. But I don't believe the 120D is expected to be a long-range missile like the Aim-152 was. You know, if the 152 was around today, it might have a much longer range than even the 120D. So it's an interesting thing to just, you know, food for thought, if you will. All right,
10 o'clock high. Hot.
we got a missile on us.
Yep, that's a spike. 7 o'clock.
Yep,
And a
we're gonna
spike,
defend.
7 o'clock. Missile. 7 o'clock high. Hot. Break right.
Jester's absolutely losing his shit as usual. But the missile that they're shooting at us is the R-77M, and that's a modernized R-77, which is actually a very dangerous missile. So I am being very, I don't know, aggressive in my defense, if you will. Just trying to pull away, defending cold for a very long time against that missile. The good news is my Aim-152 will keep them defensive for long periods of time, so I don't have to really worry about them recommitting onto me before I commit onto them. And speaking of recommitting, that's what we're doing now. We're going to bring the nose back around and see if we can
Spike. 1 o'clock.
find these guys. We got
Nothing to do, man.
spike 1 o'clock.
Unable. No can do.
Okay, we've beat all those missiles.
Unable.
Trying to get Jester to
No can do, man.
get an STT lock here. Okay, there we go. He's got 1 on TWS. He's got 2. So those missiles, the first 2 didn't hit anything. They probably just forced him defensive. They fired 2 at me probably. They also didn't hit. But we can get another shot here at around 30-ish miles. It was more like 40-ish miles, but Fox 3, that's 1 away. Fox 3, that's 2 away. And we'll defend because they're going to shoot at me too. Alright, and just dive straight to the ground. We're not going to play any games. I am still holding the lock. Well, I tried to anyway. I think I just lost it.
Sync rate's too high.
I provided several seconds of extra tracking to those missiles, so
There's a spike. 2 o'clock.
I fully expect those missiles to be a problem for those Sukhoi 35s. The Sukhoi 35 is a fantastic plane. You know, it's no joke. And if the Tomcat is in a position where it can fight 2 of them with these new missiles, I think that really tells you, you know, how much these missiles can change the capability of an aircraft. They did shoot at me, but luckily we're already cold, so we should be more than fine.
8 o'clock.
We'll just defend here, and then we'll recommit in a second.
4 o'clock. Hot. Break left.
Okay, and we're going to continue to defend here. Just want to be super safe. Again, those Russian R-77Ms are no joke. And for those of you who are TAC View fans, we're definitely going to have a look at that in the TAC View, so stick around for that. Check out what the performance of these missiles was. We're going to go ahead and recommit here now. Still have a missile out on me, but if it hasn't hit me by now, it's not going to hit me. I feel safe.
12 o'clock. Hot. Break left. Roger. Got locked.
Okay, got a lock.
25 miles.
25 miles, Fox 3. And that's him on the TV there. He's defending, which tells me he shot something too, right? So I am going to defend here just to be safe.
Oh, we just lost lock. Hey, the sync rate is too high.
Okay, we lost lock, but that's okay. And let's have him drop tanks.
Hot. Break right. Roger.
Drop those tanks for me, Jester.
Tanks are gone.
Tanks are gone. The fight's getting a little bit closer quarters now, so I definitely want those tanks to be off me in case we have to dogfight this guy. Don't want to. I don't want to get into a dogfight. But we are carrying the AIM-9X, by the way. As you can see, this is, like I said, a modernized F-14. Probably would have... It's not a crazy thing to assume they would have put the 9X on it. Alright, can't get a lock on him.
Okay. No can do, man. Unable.
Can't get a lock. I think he's dead.
Unable.
Well, everything just went quiet, so I think everybody's dead. Yeah, I think everybody's dead. So, not an easy fight for the Tomcat, but we did just kill 2 Sukhoi 35s, so kind of an interesting missile, the Aim-152. Alright guys, so we'll do a quick little TAC V review here just to see the actual performance of the missiles. We have our 2 Sukhoi 35s over here and F-14 with the Aim-152 right here. Our first launch is going to be at an approximately 70-ish miles, 70-ish nautical miles right here, which translates to about 80 miles. And we have 2 R-77 launches at me at approximately the same range. One of them shoots, they crank off to the gimbal limit, and then the wingman fires. And I got 2 TWS launches on both of these at them. I crank, and so hold on, let me turn this on. And so the crank, for anybody who's new, do a very quick explanation of the crank. The crank is when you kind of dive off like this, but you stay nose hot enough so that the radar dish and the tip of your aircraft can get off to the far left side or the far right side, depending on which direction you go. And so the aircraft is flying like this, and the radar dish and the nose is looking over here, and it's illuminating the bandit. Okay, so that, and what that's doing is providing guidance information to your missile, right? So you're defending. And the reason we call this defending is because if there's any missiles coming at you, they're being forced to turn. And missiles have finite fuel, so it means like once they burn to here, then after that they have their own kinematic energy is all they have. They can't add any more energy to their performance. So you making them turn like this causes extra drag, extra friction as the fins try to make the missile turn. It bleeds missile energy. So you're actually defending the incoming missile while also providing guidance to your missile. So this is called the crank. Okay, so there's that. That's what's happening here. I crank to provide information for these 2 TWS launches in the Tomcat. Very susceptible to going stupid if the bandits make quick movements in altitude, drops or increases in altitude, which is kind of what the Sukhois did here. So these 2 missiles kind of go stupid at those ranges. The R-77 you can actually see has better guidance at those ranges than I did. But again, I had to go cold to survive, and they didn't really. So it seems like the limitations of the Tomcat kind of limit the effectiveness of the missile at range. If it was an F-15, it might be different, and maybe we'll do a video on that as well. So we still have these 2 guys coming in, 1 high, 1 low. They're climbing though, and about 43 miles. So I recommit, I get a TWS lock on both of them. Once again, Fox 3, Fox 3. And let's watch what happens here. So they shoot at the same time as well, but I'm already going cold, so I'll survive those. But we'll watch these missiles in a second. Watch what happens here. Both of them are actually tracking very well. That one misses, but this one does not. Mach 2, Mach 1.8 impact on the wingman here. Sukhoi 35 dead. And that's where the wingman gets killed. We get another launch right here. At about 19 miles, but look at these missiles. The last two they shot at me. Oh, I thought they came closer than that. Oh, I almost turned into them. It's a good thing I defended for as long as I did. But this is the last missile. This is an STT lock. And then once I break the lock, the missile takes over its own guidance. The R-77 performance on the deck is nowhere near as good as the Aim-152 with the ramjet. On the deck performance, the Tomcat is the Tomcat's performance with the Aim-152 is much better, it looks like. And so this missile actually ends up hitting him at Mach 1.3. So it's interesting because the ramjet seems to provide better performance down low, as you would expect, right? It's got thicker, denser air, I guess. To have this kind of performance, to still hit a target at about almost Mach 2 from 20 miles on the deck is extremely impressive missile performance. Like, this is what you want when you're fighting, you know, when you're almost trying to get to the merge at the MAR, like the limits of the MAR. That missile's crazy, man. That's amazing. All right, guys, that's going to be the video for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.